in 3, 2, 1, go.
These robots immediately beginning their autonomous once again. All robots moving around the field, scoring. Yes, 1, 2, 4 cones on those junctions. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cones on those junctions. Looks like we have a very smooth and coordinated autonomous, except for Silas, unfortunately missing, as well as the Nuts missing their cones. But the other side of the field, 5064 and 10355, successfully scoring cones, except for Project Peacock immediately missing one of them. Unfortunately, twice missing them. That's the problem with autonomous mode.
Drivers, pick up your controllers. 3, 2, 1.
Looks like some successful parks from the Blue Alliance and the Red Alliance, but the Blue Alliance having a slight lead in cone scoring going to our teleoperated period here with the driver controlled. And we've got these robots out here scoring on their various junctions. 5064, Aperture Science out here with a very small sort of rounded edge robot, which allows them to maneuver around a little bit fast. You can see they've got a little bit of an octagon type wheel system here, which allows them for more active motion, whereas these other robots are using mecanum wheels and sliding around sideways. And in case in point here, you've got 10-0-3-5-5 Project Peacock scoring in that high junction very quickly, but getting immediately recaptured. Unfortunately, a miss from Silas, so it continues the possession by Project Peacock, allowing them to score a second cone on the top here. 56-4 Aperture Science capturing a middle beacon for themselves, middle junction, which means you've got these robots out here trying to claim these junctions, and it looks like the side high junctions don't have as many cones on them as they might have in previous matches, except the far junction here is getting a little bit heavy. This is where these teams really have to watch out to be sure that they don't knock over the junction, because that is a severe penalty right there if they knock that over. So when these junctions get that high up, you have to be really careful not to knock them over. They get very top heavy, very unstable, which means that it's a good idea for Project Peacock here to be going for these middle junctions and going off a little bit on the upper junction. But it looks like Blue Alliance and Red Alliance are starting to run out of cones, which means that they are going to be waiting for the end game, which has just begun, allowing them to collect their beacons and lock in some of those junctions for themselves and use up the rest of their cones, because it is important for these teams to be able to own as many of these junctions at the end of the game as possible. With only 20 seconds left in the match, we're running out of cones here, and it's up to these teams to be able to score successfully, lock in these junctions for themselves. We've got some pushing going around from Silas and Project Peacock. They got to be careful, because that tall junction is right near them and they can knock it over. And look, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, game. 210 to 213 with some final scoring. Looks like it's going to be a very close match.